What did the weird kid in your school do that you'll never forget? There was a girl in my high school, and I honestly can't remember her real name. Everyone just referred to her as Sperm Bank, and it wasn't hard to see why. She was, in every sense, the weird kid, the one who did things that left the rest of us completely speechless. It started with her obsession with wanting to be pregnant. She was adamant about it, like it was a life goal that had to happen immediately. She would walk around the halls during lunch or between classes and casually ask guys if they would impregnate her. Not in a joking way, she was serious. It got to the point where probably half the male population of the school had been asked at least once. Teachers would roll their eyes or just try to steer her away when they saw her approaching, but she didn't care. She seemed completely unbothered by social norms or boundaries. Most of the guys she asked would laugh nervously, shrug her off, or outright run the other direction. Some were grossed out. A few tried to explain why it was a terrible idea, but she would just nod like she didn't really care and move on to the next target. The persistence was unsettling. People didn't know how to react, so we just started whispering about her in the hallways and laughing nervously whenever she passed by. Eventually, when her first round of attempts didn't work, she escalated. She brought a Ziploc bag to school and started asking guys if they would contribute to it. She didn't whisper about it, either. She would hold it out, ask the question directly, and wait for an answer. The first time someone saw it happen, they froze. A girl sitting nearby screamed. A couple of guys ran down the hall laughing, and she just looked around like she expected everyone to comply. Some students actually laughed at the absurdity, but most of us were just shocked. The bag became infamous. People started joking about it behind her back, but the jokes were nervous, because she seemed oblivious to the social tension she created. From that day on, she earned the nickname Sperm Bank. Teachers tried to ignore it, but it was impossible. Hallways would clear when she appeared, not because anyone wanted to be mean, but because no one wanted to deal with her antics. Her behavior didn't seem malicious, it was just completely outside the boundaries of what anyone expected. She wasn't cruel, she wasn't trying to hurt anyone, it was just extreme, obsessive, and unfiltered. The rumor mill exploded. By the end of the week, everyone knew the story, and new students were told about Sperm Bank before they even met her. People whispered about her in the cafeteria, on the bus, and even during class. She didn't seem to notice, or if she did, she didn't care. She would just continue doing what she wanted, asking questions that made the rest of us simultaneously horrified and fascinated. What made it unforgettable wasn't just the behavior itself, though. That could have been shrugged off as high school weirdness. It was the intensity, the lack of awareness or concern for how bizarre it all seemed, and the complete commitment to her goal. She wasn't faking it. She wasn't trying to be edgy or rebellious. She simply wanted what she wanted, and nothing else mattered. That kind of single-mindedness in a high school student was terrifying and, in a strange way, impressive. Even now, years later, I still think about her. People still bring her up when we talk about the weirdest students we've ever had. She left a mark on the school because she refused to conform, refused to follow the invisible social rules that govern high school. She made everyone uncomfortable, sure, but she also made us remember how absurd and unfiltered adolescence can be when someone doesn't care at all about fitting in. The nickname stuck. Even after she graduated, people would still bring her up at reunions or in conversations about crazy high school stories. Sperm Bank wasn't someone you forgot. She was someone you remembered for the audacity of her actions, the sheer absurdity of what she did, and the way she shattered any expectation of normal teenage behavior. In the end, that's why she was unforgettable. Not because she was cruel or mean, not because she was violent or destructive, but because she was completely her own person in the most extreme and bizarre way possible. High school is full of oddballs, but she took it to a level that nobody else could touch.